What's up, everybody? How are you? I had a song I really wanted to play for you all. I just didn't get a chance to play it yet. But trust me, I will play it before the end of the night. Oh, on the way out, on an outtake. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday, July 7th. I hope everybody had a great day. I hope you had a wonderful week. And I know, trust me, we can talk about definitely July 4th. Fireworks, unbelievable. I had put up a post about, when you're doing something, as you get older, those fireworks really get on your nerves. So if you're like me, they have gotten on my nerves. And I hope, hey, Steph, how are you? What's up, Chuck? I don't know if you're coming in or you're not. I know you might be. If not, don't worry, I got it. You let me know. Steph said, hey, Malika.
Hi, Steph.
So, everybody, we're going to talk about definitely July 4th. 400 people were shot in the country July 4th. 150 fatalities. Off the chain. What are we doing out here in this world today? That is crazy to me. That is just unbelievable. So, my day has been chaotic, dealing with the assassination of my president, so much drama. In Haiti, right? Yes. Yeah. I heard about that. What's your take on that, Steph? I have to do more work on that before I can really speak on it. So I really don't know what to say in regards to that. But absolutely, assassination. They came into the house. I was going to talk about that tonight. I'll talk about it with you right now as we speak. And I think it's terrible. Yeah, crime is just it's out of control these days. It definitely is. I don't know what to say. Congratulations to Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, my man, exactly, for winning the primary in the Democratic Party. Now he goes against Curtis Sliwa. But let's not be fooled. We know Republicans are tired of the Democrat situation in the city. I personally think Eric is great for the position, and he's former law enforcement. So he wants safety. He definitely wants that. Public safety is paramount. And that's what's going on, Chuck.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How's everything, man?
Everybody got the other co-host with us in the building, Chuck Richards. And basically, I was just giving them a brief synopsis over the weekend, the 4th of July. First, how was your weekend? Everything was good?
Yeah, man, it was good. It was quiet. It was unusual because, ordinarily, usually at barbecues and, doing out with people and doing things. But I kept it real local. And for some odd reason, man, it didn't really feel like the 4th,
Right.
But hopefully by next year, it'll feel a lot different, man. We'll be out and about doing our thing. I'll be at your house practically, like camping out, sleeping in your basement, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we ain't here, we in New York, we somewhere.
Right. Exactly.
We're gonna be there.
Right.
She said, hey, Chuck. That's right, everybody. This is Real Talk Chronicles. If you like it, if you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe to it. If you're watching from Facebook, share it, please. Let everybody know. I know the weather's hot, so people are out and about. But, when you come back in, you can always watch it again or watch it for the first time in delay. What's up, Tom? How are you, brother? I got a good question, too, that I want to ask you, Tom. So I'm glad you're in the building. So, like I said, we have the 4th of July, 400 shootings in America, 150 fatalities. I put a post up not too long ago about, you're getting older when you're getting tired of fireworks. Fireworks are out of control. It's one thing when you was a kid, pop, 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 throw a couple of firecrackers, and then you run and stuff like that. But now it's just like a friend of mine said on Facebook or something. It was like they setting off grenades, So it's out of control. It's definitely out of control. Like I was telling them before you got on, congratulations to the Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams. I wish him all the success, and he knows he has my support and things of that magnitude. Public safety.
He's got a big task ahead of him, man. He's got to run against, Sliwa. So I'm just saying, man. I'm sorry.
But you know what's so funny too? I was just exactly, listen. It was so funny because listen, everybody, I got a great show for you guys coming up tonight. I really do. So stay with us because we're going to just talk about this for a minute, but we're going to really deal with a lot of elephants in this room. So Curtis Lewa. But you know what's so funny? Republicans might try to come out and support him because since Trump, we can't sleep. Right. Trump, let's be real. Thank God Eric won because like even what Stat said, if anybody else would have won, Curtis might have had a chance. I don't think certain places, not even in New York City, are ready for a female mayor. Not that Garcia or Wiley, but she didn't lose by much. Let's keep it real. Manhattan was a strong base, but she didn't lose by much. But Curtis talks what people want to hear. He talks crime. Even though he got his ass kicked a lot of times, but I mean, I guess, hey, he knows crime. I guess he knows how to stop.
I know. Right. He knows what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get off me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, shout out to Jerome Perry in the building. So he has to come in and take the bull by the horns. I think he's not. Of course, he said he's not bringing back stop, question, and frisk. But I think he's saying something like he's going to bring stop and question. Like he's going to change the name. So in essence, for law enforcement people out there, he's going to still give you a tool to let your police, your hunch, kind of work for you. I don't want to be quoted on that, but I think it's something of that magnitude. Hopefully we'll get him back on the show during his race for mayor, and we'll get him to come on and talk about what he wants to implement. But the thing is, I think when I was listening to him in an interview and he said something about stop and question, which, as an officer, you have to be able to definitely articulate why you stopped a person. Chuck, you and I know stop and question frisk was about numbers. Now it's all about if he's really going to use stop and question, an officer can, wait a minute, I saw him adjust his waist. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a bunch of crimes and a pattern. This person may actually fit the description. Now I can stop and question. What do you think about that?
Well, I always thought that the overall tool itself was resourceful. Like you said, of course there were guys that obviously abused it for other reasons, but you have to take into consideration that abuse came directly from the top down, because that was what Bratton and Kelly and even Bloomberg pushed, constantly putting your hands on people, constantly touching people. Now, what it did was, in its essence, it did put some type of, I would say, healthy fear into perps, because when they came out, they knew, oh my God, maybe today's not the day for me to carry that gat. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this because these cats are going to stop me. They're going to touch me and they're going to end up finding something on me. But once the overall tool itself, instead of it being reframed, or it being adjusted so it could still be a resource, and then to eliminate it altogether, unfortunately, that's why now you have these rashings of shootings and guys are running around with guns with no jurisprudence whatsoever, and they're just popping off in the middle of the street. I mean, like I said, one of the most ghastly things I think we've seen in regards to any accounts for the firearm was those two little kids. I mean, if that isn't an image in someone's mind that says something's got to be done about these guns. Here it is, a guy's running up on some jump. He's knocking over two kids, and within an inch of their lives, the guy's just firing at this guy on the ground with these two kids. So, like I said, the tool itself was resourceful. It was useful. It just needs to be fine-tuned. And, of course, 9 times out of 10, like, yes, does it? There are a lot of times that, people of color were targeted. Absolutely. Was there an unprecedented amount of numbers that there were more Hispanic and blacks who's getting tapped and touched on their own base? Absolutely.
Right.
But once again, taking it away from them totally, I mean, unfortunately, that's why you got these guys running. There's no fear. There's no apprehension about, well, I ain't got to worry about it because if a guy even comes near me, a police officer, I get to yell at him, scream at him, throw water on him, get the fuck out of my face. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, and I got to give you a business card. If I come in contact you, here's my name and number. Call me on a Sunday. If you got to, come on, man. Like, it's man, like that's not policing.
You got to tell cats when you're off. I'm off Sunday and Monday.
On Sunday, so don't call me on that. You know,
knock it off, man. So yeah, I really I will be doing everything I can to help from my end. That he is the front runner. He is the man right now, and he's a personal friend, and I want to see him in there. Jerome Perry said, "What's happening?" Is that Tashi Alexander Holmes? If I pronounced your name right. Hello, how are you? Steph had me laughing about. She said the fireworks in Brooklyn. She said it's like they had a factory. Yeah, they was popping them off all day and night. It's the relentless sounds. Malika and I was driving, and it just seemed like we heard like shots. It seemed like it was somebody was just right across the street shooting. And we was like, let me tell you something. The one thing I know, my baby can drive when she hit a pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't driving Miss Daisy. Right?
Talk about going in 60 seconds, B. Listen, she was out. She was like, yo, I did my thing. I said, you absolutely did. There wasn't anything for me to say.
Oh, that's funny, man.
So
might as well been on one of them F9 movies, right?
Oh my
God. Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. She would put Letty and all them to the tab. on the fourth, she would have gave them the run for their money. She would have been the other. I don't know if she would have been on the good side or bad side, but she. I was just like, oh.
I got you back. Baby.
She got me back.
Man. That's great, man.
Unfortunately, never seen them wheels go that fast. So, you know, there are so many things happening. I got the guru of all statisticians behind me. Jerome said, what happened if you gentlemen know with the crime tool, which allowed officers to point at apprehensive, that illustrated if a person had a weapon, almost like an X-ray machine. What's up, Mark? I don't know about that apparatus that illustrated if a person. Is that something new? If it is, Jerome, listen, they'll be pointing at everybody, but then would it just be able to detect like weapons? Then maybe you have people point. What's up, Vera? How are you? I love the last name Foster in the building. He might come in, Mark, stats. You know, he got his wires all up. He ain't really that good at his stats. He's messing things up. He's confused. You know. So stats is talking about you. So I got some videos to show you all. You know, and this is one thing. What's up, Ty Poe? He said, what's up, Chuck?
Hey, what's up, Ty?
You know, I shout out to law enforcement all over the world, great officers, white, black, whatever your nationality is. So this is not directed at any one color. But what I'm here to ask is, we always talk about the evolution. How do we get officers, how do we get the community to trust police? How do we stop racism? How do we get rid of it? So we're going to address some videos and then we're going to discuss them because it seems like things are coming to light and they're just popping left and right. So yes, here she comes. So we're going to go to the first one and we just got them lined up in course. We're going to talk about them, whichever one you want to go to, darling. Everybody, that's Malika Foster in the building. The other half. Oh, but while she's setting this up, next Monday, we have all the hosts of Real Talk here together. So please, everybody chime in for that one. That's a must see. Okay.
That's right. That is Monday.
Yeah, you'll be here. Exactly.
I have to check my account. No,
Oh, yeah. Okay. She has jokes. She's fun.
Yes.
All right. So now everybody knows about this one. Now, if your ears are sensitive to language, he's going to use
the guy in New Jersey, right?
Yes. I just want.
Oh yeah, this is ugly.
I want to know what the Real Talk audience feels about this guy. He apologized later. I'll tell you my feelings after that. So we're going to play this now. Is it ready? Can everybody hear it and see it?
Yeah, you want to go learn from Andrew? I don't care. I don't give a shit. So while you're here, I don't give a shit. So while you're here, I don't give a shit. Then get the fuck out of here. Then. I don't give a shit. Put your hands on me one more time. Go right there. I know, right there. That's right there. The rolling jerseys, back up. Back up. Keep backing up. Back up. Keep backing up. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Vito, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Fucking bastard. That's right. Yeah, my parents are both dead. Yeah, my parents are both dead too. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. What you gonna do? Nothing. All what you do is harass all people. That's all you know how to do. These motherfuckers are taking my fucking money. I don't give a shit. Well, then shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up, monkey. White monkey. Fucker. You're right. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do shit. Touch him. Touch him. That's all I want you to do. Touch him. Shoot up for you. Touch him. That's all I want you to do. Touch him. I know better. Oh, you know better. Get the fuck out of here. I got you 3 times. I don't give a shit. Don't worry. I don't give a shit about you. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to wait for the cops to show up. That's called assault. Yes, what? Wait for them. Wait for them. We will. Yes, keep waiting. I am. You walking on someone's fault. You don't. This isn't their property, you dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. This is their own. No, this is common ground. You dumb, ignorant nigga. Have rights. No, they don't. Yes, they do. They don't have any right. Get the fuck out of here. No right. This is called common ground. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's all you know how to do. Welcome, harass all people. Nobody's harassed anybody. Yes, you have been. You have been. Everything's recorded. I don't give a shit. Everything I don't give a shit. Have a conversation. I do not give a shit. If you don't give a shit, then get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit about you. I give a shit about them. So you get the fuck out of here. Okay? I have every right to be here like you do. Oh, yeah. Just like he does right here. This is called common property. I don't care. Okay, well, if you don't care, walk away. Learn your law. Walk away. It's not Africa. Oh, this is Africa. I was born in America. Well, so you know what common ground. I don't give a shit about you. You can't give a shit about shit. Go out. Go back to your house. Go walk your dog. Go do your shit. I'm right here. Oh, yeah. Stay right there. Do not talk to him. Do not harass him. Make sure. I'm going to stay this monkey over here, this monkey over here, both have videotape of you putting your hands on me twice. Oh, yeah, exactly. So what the fuck are you going to do about it? I'm going to press charges. Go on it. We will. Go on it. You know what the police can do? What do the police do? Nothing. Exactly. Because they have no jurisdiction here. Okay, they don't. Okay, that's fine. So when they get here, I'm going to walk them the fuck off like I just did in front of Berlin's house. Okay. Who's Berlin? Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care. The secretary of the board, her and her daughter are fuck out of here. I don't know, care. I don't know, care. You will not going to harass them. You will not going to talk to them. Keep laughing. I am. No, good. I will. Oh, good. Keep laughing. That's all you know how to do. That's all you know how to do. That's it. That's it. That's all you know how to do. I didn't touch you. You touched me. I don't give a shit. That's good. I don't give a shit. Know that. Yes, exactly. I don't give two shits about it. You can't go press charges. I don't give two shits about it. Hold on. You're right. I don't give a shit. Why can't I press charges?
All right.
Why can't I press charges? Just have no jurisdiction.
All right. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit because he making me mad, and I'll run up through the screen and bust his ass. So I'm not going to take it too many niggas and shit like that. What I want to address is when the officer comes there. I want to show you this, and this is what I want to talk about after the officer. Back up a little, sweetie. A little more. Okay, right here, I think. We're going to play it from here.
You know what? Hold on. No. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Go talk to these fucking niggers. Go ahead. Fuck you. Go talk to the niggers. Let them know what I'm all about and what their fucking rights they have.
All right. You want to go back to your house? I'll come back to you.
No, I'll stay right here. It's common property. Have a nice night.
All right.
All right. I will. Hold on. Go ahead. Fuck you. Go talk to these fucking niggers. Go ahead. Fuck you. Go talk to the niggers. Let them know what I'm all about and what their fucking rights they have.
All right. You want to go back to your house? I'll come back to you.
No, I'll stay right here. It's common property.
You guys from 1101? Oh, yeah. Let's go.
I'm going to let you guys get an education right now.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'll do my job.
No problem.
Who lives at 1101? We do. You guys want to step in and talk, or?
I want him to go away. I don't know him. I want him to leave me alone.
Denise, I'm not going away until your husband stops fucking finding me and threatening me while I'm at fucking work.
Cagney, cut it out, man.
Oh, wait.
Talk to them.
Arrest me.
I'm not
you
listening
can't.
right now. Relax.
You fucking niggers.
Just cut it out, dude.
That's what you see, Brandon. 3602 Gramercy Way. Come see me, you
Nobody's coming to see you, Cagney. Go home. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay.
That should not be allowed.
All right.
I agree.
That should not be allowed.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, we can stop it now. We're going to come out of this. So everybody, basically, we know later on he got arrested. So what's everybody? What's your thoughts and comments on this? First and foremost, Chuck. Let's give props to that man for holding his head.
My man, the amount of restraint that guy had and held was incredible, man. I mean, incredible. The amount of patience and restraint, because I'm telling you right now, man, I don't know if I'd have had that much patience.
No, I wouldn't have had it. Listen. Y'all would have been like, Malika would have had to come on with a service PSA saying real talk will not be in for a couple of days. Locked up. Because as soon as he would have put that stomach up on me, well, he would have got that close. Once he made that step, all you would have heard, it would have been like a cartoon. Wop, 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 wop. And then that would have been. Let me tell you something. And I would have hoped my neighbor, my wife would have been videotaping that. Because then y'all would have been like, that's what they talking about. He quick with it. What's up, Colin? He quick with it.
Oh, my God.
So, but I want to talk. I'm going to read some of the comments. But also what I want to talk about is the biggest elephant in the room for me. It's obviously the officer knew him.
Mm-hmm. Because he said his name.
He said his name. But then as he's listening to the barrage of racial epithet, he's talking about, won't you chill? like, what happened to, yo, get out of here before I lock you up?
Right, exactly.
So it's obviously they must meet at the pub, the local bar or something. Mm-hmm. He knows him in the community.
He does.
And even if he knows him, which it's okay to know your community. I'm all for that. But that officer wasn't on some what do you want me to do kind of thing. He was just like chill. And then for you to tell me to go F myself and I'm in uniform too and you know me.
Right.
And it was almost like he was really trying to pacify a friend.
As opposed to being a police officer, right? And right, exactly. That's what it seemed like. That's
my take on it.
Right.
Everybody out there, what's your take on it? I'll try to read some of the comments in here real quick. Like you said, Steph said, yo, listen, she said, Lord, that man had a lot of restraint. Cause baby, exactly. He said apparently he's been harassing the neighbors for years and his numerous complaints, and yet nothing has been done. Wow, till now. How convenient. Exactly. Sharon, what's going on in the building? Cheryl said there's so many layers to this. He was well known in the neighborhood and the police officers, which had known that he's not only a shiny but a bully. Bill, this took place not far from me. Shout out to Mark Rose in the building. This behavior has been up here for years, not Georgia, VA, Mississippi, or anywhere in the South or Midwest. Not all, but many folks like this white guy exists. I give the young man props. This dude would have got dog walked immediately. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Sharon, he needs an old school ass whooping. Absolutely. What's up, Colin is in the building. They arrested him due to publicity. Their hand was forced. Absolutely, Steph. Mark said the sad thing, though, the young brother probably didn't understand his rights and barrier of protection. With arm's length, he's always been the rule for me. Yeah, exactly. Colin said he'll never give his address out again. He better not. Because we could show the clip of how they formed on him. But, we all know that they did it. And that was a beautiful thing. But
Now, my question is, does anybody know exactly what his reason was for even going to that house? Because he kept saying he wanted to speak to his husband. Not that I'm saying it makes any difference, but what was the reason of him even going to the guy's house? Does anybody know what that was about?
I don't know. That's a good question but I think it had something to do with his son.
Yeah, something. Don't because he wanted to touch him or he wanted to talk to him or something. And told him to come out of the house. Or he says, "Put your hands on. You ain't putting your hands on him." So
yeah,
but
I guess that was the straw. If you touch my son, anything else, he said you can sit here and call me names. He was on some real sticks and stones shit. Nah, I'm not. That's not me, dog. Listen,
right.
You know, what's the
I'm
sticks
stick a stone up your ass. That's what...
Exactly. Yeah. Because names hurt my feelings too. Fuck that. I'm not gonna be all that nigga. Nah. I'm not gonna be too many assholes or fools. I'm not gonna be any N-words. What? Listen, man.
Oh man.
So the bottom line is he was arrested. What's up, Darren, in the building? He was arrested, thank God. But the bottom line is the comfortability to say it and not think you would get any repercussions. You know what I'm saying? When he saw all those black people in front of his house, he couldn't wait to be arrested. He knew he had messed up.
He said, "Get me out of here."
Yo.
He said, "Get me out of here." It was launching stuff on. But then I think there was something. He did some type of interview afterwards talking about, I'm sorry, this and that. Let them give me the opportunity to atone for us so we can move on. Move on. What we moving on from? You bust up the windows and fucking throw red paint on your house and all type of crazy shit.
Yo, listen, anybody knows him, bring him to me so I can interview his ass. Please. I want him to tell me, let's move on.
Right.
Listen, I will in this new world of journalism that I took in college, I'll still be professional, but I will have to let him know before the end of the show that if you would have been talking to me, money.
Right, exactly. Could have been a different story.
You got your front handed to you. You've been spitting them up like you're a baseball player spitting out
tobacco.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think early that day, he also, supposedly early that day, he'd actually vandalized somebody's house too.
Right.
And still, nothing happened to him. He wasn't arrested. It took for that to occur for him to finally get arrested because he had multiple complaints about all types of unorthodox behavior in that development for months, for years.
Yeah. And what you say, Cheryl, your skin is tough for names, well, except for something racial. Absolutely. Mark said they pulled up on his ass so quick. Absolutely. Jerome said he doesn't want any more smoke. He doesn't because now he knows that he doesn't have the protection. And the way they was 150 people in front of his house. Listen, the two right people in front of his house is enough. To have 100, he sure didn't want 150. He didn't want ass whippers for women, kids.
Oh my God, man!
People was out there throwing. They go listen. The cops was like,
they launching everything.
Was like, Jimmy, what are you doing? Whatever his name is, they was like, yo, come on, man.
Right.
I got sun-kissed soda on my back. I got hit by all kind of water bottles and everything. Anyway,
and you notice, man, he was saying something about. He told him, call the police because they got no jurisdiction here. But then, guess what?
He live in a cul-de-sac or something.
But he needed that jurisdiction. Those are the same cats that bailed his ass out. So now the jurisdiction worked for him, right? He was so happy when they showed up. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, they can have all the jurisdiction they want because they get me the hell out of Dodge.
Yo, exactly. Shout out, Maggie. How are you? You know, it's a shame, and I'm so happy to see a lot of my friends in the building that are on the right side, like Maggie. I saw Tom. Maybe, I'm sure some other people are ghosting. It makes it bad, and this is going to be the question that I propose out here for those that are on the right side that want camaraderie and preaching peace and humanity, humanitarian stuff. Dudes like this will always push them back. This will be people like this dude that will make people say, like, you can't, there are some people that say, oh, let's forget the past, or let's move on from the past. Dude right there just brought it right to light. You know what I'm saying? He brought it right to light again. So, Chuck, before we go to the next video, my question to you is, from 45 to what we see now, is it making it harder for friends of different nationalities to keep that friendship, that bond tight, or is it really just, we're looking at it like that's not over here, it's just outside, fluff or nonsense? What do you think?
Well, I think first and foremost, man, it depends on the character of the individual that you befriend, right? It starts there. I mean, I realized later on, the people that I thought I was befriending, I thought, hey, we were all on the same page until this whole Trump administration came out. And then once that came to fruition, it was very clear to me that I had people that were far to the right that really believed a lot of the rhetoric and a lot of this negative energy that this cat was spewing, whether it comes about people of color, whether it be people from the other side of the dial, people that was transgender, people, whatever, anything that was different than the status quo, or anything that was different from being a white person. So he, in essence, kind of, I mean, to his credit, all the people that I thought probably had a great deal of compassion and kind of thought and had an understanding that we could work together and be together as a community. His cancer actually exposed a lot of those cats. Right, and it made it very clear, okay, now here at all these years, I'm thinking you're one way, and here I'm finding out that you're somebody else that I don't even know. And it's apparent that you've had these underlying thoughts and feelings about certain social issues that it took this cat to come out and say, it's okay to be like this. It's our time. Let's go forth. We don't like Negroes. We don't like brown people. We don't like this. We don't like that. So it all stems directly from the character of the individual that you befriend. And you would hope that the person you're befriending still sees and looks at you first and foremost as us being human beings. Because as human beings, we all want the same thing, right? We want to put our kids through school. We want to provide for our families. We want to be able to go about our business and travel without being harassed or without having to be treated differently than others. Right. And even now, right, we're talking about 500 years later, and it takes this cat to get, to be in the White House. We realize no matter what, we still got a lot of work to do, man. There's still a lot of work to do. And shame on us, not that I'm saying on everyone, but I think to some degree, we as a people, I'm talking about those of color, we got a little complacent, when we had Obama in there. We thought, we totally arrived. And instead of us being empowered and really pushing the envelope, because now trying to make it very clear that this is a movement that's going to be forthcoming, because we need to keep pushing the envelope so that when this guy Trump showed up, if in fact we were already empowered and we were already pushing the envelope, even with Obama, see, maybe these white cats would have thought differently, but we became a little complacent. We kind of like laid down and said, damn, 8 years, this is great. But once again, this guy, man, when he got into his office, all the freaking roosters, man, all the hens and all the people that felt that, these supremacists, people that were racist, they all came out. And look at this thing right here in New Jersey. This has happened a couple of days ago. Right. This guy had no problem yelling nigga, 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 nigga. Like it was a part of the freaking, I mean, I know it's a part of the English language, but shit, this guy was using it like he was trying to ask for a hamburger and some French fries. It was like crazy. Yeah. And those are the guys and the people that are around us now that we have to be cognizant of, So it's going to take some effort. You really got to feel people out now. You really got to ask them a lot of questions and see exactly where their heart and where their mindset is, because the cat that's sitting next to you thought was maybe your boy. I mean, I'm surprised when I speak to some Hispanic males, I mean, Puerto Ricans that grew up in the Bronx, and they tell me, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. And I go, what? Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that definitely knocks my drink over when they hear that. Yeah, I that makes my ice melt. You know what I'm saying? You know what's so funny and it's so sad that and you know, I see Tommy and I see Maggie in here, and I see your comment, Steph. I'm going to read it. And Chuck, this can pertain to us too, but I think more of our white friends like Jay Berg and whomever that we hang with. You know what I'm saying? And the good ones, I hope they don't feel that they have to go beyond what they have. You know, just being themselves to prove that they're for the camaraderie. You understand?
Right.
Just we shouldn't have to prove that we're the nice.
Good. We're the
yeah.
nice white people.
So
Right.
it's a shame right now. That's what it seems like it might be coming to, because people like Maggie, Tom, and stuff like that. I know who they are and I know where their heart is at. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the ones that are hidden that that like I said, I have no problems anybody telling me they're a Republican. That's not my issue. I have a problem if you tell me you're a Trump supporter. That's my issue.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't care about your political parties, because I may have some conservative ideas too. You see what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to law enforcement, and it is what it is in certain aspects. Because I do believe in right and wrong and stuff like that. I'll tell anybody, I don't want to come down the block and see 12 dudes hanging on the corner smoking weed and doing chin-ups and shit. And that's not. I don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about OGB or get out my way, yo. Because one of you cats gonna puff something too many times, and you're gonna say something disrespectful to my wife, and it's gonna change the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Because sorry sometimes is an excuse not to get an ass whipping. It's not that you're really sorry.
Right, exactly. Right.
What do people say? I'm sorry, and then you'd be like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Mm-hmm. True.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know how you talk? You punk somebody.
Oh man.
Listen, it's real talk. You gotta have some fun with it and shit. Yo, Chuck, you be like this. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forrest. I'm with my co-host, Chuck Richards. Stats, where are you? That's all right. Have a good time wherever you are. Get your stats together. And we got my lovely wife Malika Forrest in the back holding down the statistician. Let me read some comments. Steph said they think they're superior when the truth that they deny is that they are actually inferior to us, the original man. Go on, girl, fight the power. Mark said, Bill, I think we as Black folks, African Americans we always seem to take the race as a secondary matter when others always use race as a primary. It's disheartening at times. Absolutely. Stefana said, when people say, oh, get over it, it happened so long ago. And it's like, no, it wasn't. There are people that are currently living whose grandparents were slaves. Absolutely. I just put something up, if it wasn't today, it was yesterday, about Rosewood, a place in Florida that is really no more. I think it's just like a one house in Rosewood, and the story of how supposedly they thought a Black man raped a woman, or it was a escaped convict, and
they burned the place down.
It was her ex. They don't know, and they went and burned the whole town.
The whole town down, right?
So these things happen. Mark said, Chuck, you're absolutely right. I know Latinos all around of all Black backgrounds who supported Trump's behavior. When Puerto Rico got hit with the hurricane, those bastards the treatment of Puerto Ricans was deplorable. But yet I grew up with was like, yo, he's doing a great job. Thoughts, though, idiots. Absolutely. And Mark,
it's a good point. It's a good point. That when we went to Puerto Rico, he was throwing toilet paper at cats. Well, come on, man. He went there, I'm gonna help y'all. Throwing toilet paper. Look, that's what I couldn't understand for the life of me when I heard when they had Hispanic brothers going, "Oh yeah, I'm a Trump supporter." When that guy Goya came out and he was on his front lawn, the guy that owns Goya, and he was supporting Trump, I was sitting there like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yo, listen,
I couldn't understand it.
I wasn't gonna buy Goya no more, but I was hungry for some beans,
little mixer.
I needed a little chase, a little something in the drink and shit. You know what I'm saying? Maggie said, I prefer to know exactly where people stand when it comes to their racial moral compasses. Any and everyone who embraces 45 racist behavior can just keep it moving. There is no viable way they can rationalize being on Team 45, period. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate you. One day I'm going to get you on the show. Whenever you got some free time and just chime in, I would love to hear your thoughts. Jermaine, what's up, brother? I see you in the building. Cabrera, what's happening? John Cross is in the building. John knows what's happening. Maggie said, remember, 45 threw a roll of toilet paper at Puerto Rican residents. I left Goya alone for good. Absolutely. With that being said, darling, let's go to the next videotape. As we talk and as we proceed, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. If you like it, share it, subscribe to it. Just if you're watching it from my page or Malika's page or Chuck's page, just share it. Let people know what's happening. If you're watching it from YouTube, just subscribe to it. Now, the next video we're going to show, I don't know, but we're going to find out. Oh, here we go. This is a shout out to my Afro Latina. Thank you. She sent this to me from Syracuse. The new accusation says Syracuse officers retaliated against Officer Hank for racism claims. So let's scroll down and see what we can read about this. Oh, let's read it. New accusations allege that members of the Syracuse Police Department retaliated against Officer Brandon Hanks for filing a claim alleging a discriminatory culture at the police department. There's a notice of a claim sent to the city of Syracuse in June, which in a document filed before a formal federal lawsuit, Hawk's lawyers claim that the department discriminated against him because of his race and denying him a promotion to a specialized unit of the force. Hawk's lawyers have since filed amendment claims adding Deputy Chief Joseph Cecil, Sergeant Brandon Fournier, I guess, and Susan Izzo. They amended claims accused members of the Department of disciplining Hanks for filing his discrimination claims. Malika's making me put my glasses on. It's all right. I'm trying to keep it cute. Trying to keep it cute for social media, spreading misinformation and attacks against Hanks on social media and trying to undermine his position as an assistant basketball coach at Sierra North Syracuse High School. It does kind of flow better when I got my glasses on, though. We can come out of that. So basically, I mean, Chuck, let's talk about that elephant in the room. Okay, everybody. I got you, sis, when you asked me, she sent this to me today. I appreciate you. We can come out of this, honey. Okay. Chuck, we've heard this before. Is it something that's mystical, or is it a myth that people of color or any color, white people too? Let's talk about really. Let's keep it real. I mean, this is about a black officer, but have people been overlooked for promotions due to I don't like yous and you and I know, personally, if somebody don't like you, they'll launch you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean, just talk about that for a few minutes, and then we'll go into something else.
Well, yeah, like we always know that nine times out of 10 in the precinct, it all depends on who you're running with, right? If you're one of those cats that meets after the 4 to 12 at a Blarney Stone, you're running with the right cats and you're having a beer with the sergeant or maybe with the platoon commander. Yeah, maybe then they make it, hey, you're one of us. And then, all of a sudden you find yourself sometimes being an anti-crime or you get something like conditions because of that. But God forbid if you're running at the beat of your own drum, then all of a sudden you see someone who may be someone who's not as experienced, who has less tenure, who may be just a newbie, but because maybe his dad or maybe his uncle or someone knows someone in the precinct or he has a certain last name of a particular chief or something like that, all of a sudden, you'll get bypassed. And it's historically happened all the time within the police department. I mean, even when it comes down to guys who are on executive level, up to a particular point, you could take a promotional exam and you can go up as far as a captain. Right. But after being a captain, It's all depending on who you know and who you're rubbing elbows with and who you happen to befriend, or if one of those people happens to like you, that you get the opportunity to possibly move up in rank. And we saw that. I mean, that was across the board when I was, as a police officer, as a sergeant. A lot of the brothers and sisters of color, Hispanics too, they weren't getting promoted unless they were in the right group, or they were liked by someone who was in that group, or whatever the case may be. It wasn't until after all the issues with the community and a lot of the clergymen yelling and saying, look, we don't see anyone that's reflective of our communities that are in the upper ranks. Why is that the case? And then when the community started screaming, the clergy started screaming, and all of a sudden it brought light to the police department. They said, okay, we need to start, putting blacks, Hispanics, people in certain positions of power. They have to be reflective of the communities that they serve. But it's indicative historically, unless you know somebody, unless you hanging out with Billy Bob and having a bruise and something like that, 9 times out of 10, if you're a man running by the own beat of your own drum, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get overlooked.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm sorry. Or the flip side is it, which like you said to you, we've talked about this. If you're a brother of color and you locking up a lot of brothers, you locking up nothing but brothers, you locking them up Hispanics. You know what? Now you may get a look. Oh, so he's one of those cats that don't mind locking up his own. All right, yeah, we could put him with us. It's messed up, but that's what sometimes we also look at that as well. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah. I mean, like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's crazy. And like I said, like, I worked with good officers like John Cross in the building, who was my partner. We has proved that he's fair, and which is unfair to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just a bad thing that we have to do sometimes. Also, too, Cabrera said, and the problem is that I had with the department, your work ethic is supposed to represent something. Absolutely. What's up, Blake, in the building? I see you. And then he said, that's why the National Latinos officers fought and had bad reputation in the department. Well, yeah, they seem like a lot of them, and I love my people, but they was kissing a lot of, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be in the light. So we're going to go to the next video right now, everybody. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Chuck Richards. And we're moving along, and we're just talking about all the problems and the elephants in these rooms. Let's see what we have next. All right. Okay. Let me give a little example of this. This is an officer. He was an off-duty officer, and he witnessed a man arguing with his mother. Now, he intervenes, and we'll take it from here. Roll them, sweetheart.
Video here just released of an altercation that led to a New Rochelle detective being charged with attempted assault.
And the charge sparking a war of words between local officers and the Westchester DA's office.
Samantha Crawford joins us now with more on this for us tonight. Samantha.
There's a big debate tonight over whether Detective Michael Vaquero overstepped his legal authority as a police officer. Officials tells the man in this video, Malik Fogg, who was having a dispute with his mother at this gas station on Main Street when he realized Officer Detective Michael Vaquero was recording him on his cell phone. The Westchester County District Attorney's Office says Vaquero called New Rochelle police and said Fogg was going after him. After uniformed officers arrived on the scene, they attempted to arrest Fogg. The scene escalated. The DA's office says it's the punching, the kick, and the placing of the hand on the head into the cement that they are now investigating. Vaquero has also been off the force since February.
It looked as if Detective Vaquero was intruding on a situation where he didn't belong and kept intruding even after the on-duty officers were there, and that he was abusive.
PBA President Detective Christopher Greco says this isn't abusive. He says it's all by the book.
This individual is resisting arrest the entire time.
Greco says officers didn't know whether Fogg was armed and that there were multiple times Fogg could have gotten away.
Officer Carroll swung at this guy 3 times, and Officer Carroll went to kick him 1 time, and this the individual was armed with a gun, took out that gun and shot Vaccaro, would we be having this conversation? Probably not.
Well, Samantha, has Detective Vaccaro been investigated before?
We just learned from the New Rochelle Police Department that Detective Vaccaro has been investigated on 17 separate incidents. However, we don't know the nature of those incidents. However, the PBA officials from throughout the Hudson Valley say that he should be back on duty. Ian?
All right, Samantha, thanks. Well, Congressman Jamal Brown reacted.
Yeah. So now, Chuck, what's your take on this video? Because I think I'm gonna play devil advocates on both sides of this, right? And what I mean by that, off duty, like what caused him to get involved, right?
Well, the first thing is he said that he witnessed this guy arguing with his mother.
Right.
I can't argue publicly with somebody. Where does that take? Where is there any room for probable cause or anything of that nature? Reasonable suspicion. I'm arguing with somebody public in the street, which we see all the time, right? We see husbands and wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, homeboys yelling and screaming at each other. What reason is there for me to intervene or for me now all of a sudden to take some type of police action? So that right there out of the gate, he's wrong. I don't care what anybody says, he's wrong. Right. So I can't publicly sit there and yell at somebody in the street at a gas station, regardless of what it is. So now he intervenes and he gets involved. For what reason, I don't know. And then he obviously called 911. Now he's getting involved. What are they arresting him for? What's the arrest for? For arguing. Publicly arguing. I don't understand. Because you tell me white folks don't argue in the street with people? No, I'm just saying they don't. If they do, tell me, because I'm under the impression they do too. I mean,
but Chuck, let's keep it 100. And this is real talk. This is a real talk moment. Shout out to my grammar school buddy John Perillo in the building. John, you out of Florida? What you doing? Be careful out there. Whether I think it's hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff. Let's deal with this elephant. And we can Monday morning quarterback this. Was this kind of like, what do you think? Hey, this is detective, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yo, calling somebody on their phone. Yo, Jimmy, come over here. I don't know what this guy got. He's a little aggressive. Mm-hmm. Now, yo, you know me. I don't want to kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? Just come over here. Because for something if you look at the officers before, they're initially pushing him away.
Right. They are.
So that means he's arguing with Detective old boy, right?
Because he said he's videotaping him on his phone. Why are you videotaping me? I'm arguing with my mom. Right. So now I got a beef with you. You're some white cat. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, and you're videoing me because I'm arguing with my mother.
Absolutely. Now, so this kind of alleviates it erases the force of an arrest, because you violated this man's rights. They had not, the union guy is going to say union shit. Yeah, okay, he might have. We don't know if he had a weapon or what's all that shit. Yeah, okay, we get that. We get the weapon when it's a crime. We don't get the weapon when it is not a crime.
Right.
So now you sitting here and you swinging haymakers and you connected. Now, I'm an advocate for people learning how to fight and defend themselves in subduing individuals. This dude escalated something, and now you're hooking off on guy for no reason.
Right.
You're hooking off. And then, like dude said, he said, yeah, you want to be a tough guy. And let me tell you something. If I punch a guy a couple of times in his face and he can walk away and not spitting up in blood and talk about, yo, you a tough guy, that means I need to go to the gym. Because oh shit. Because he needs to be swirling some teeth around in his mouth. Yo, he punching dude. Yo, everybody, if you want me to send you that clip, just inbox me or text me, whatever.
Oh, man.
I'll send you the clip or watch it yourself. He hitting dude square in the chops. Pow.
Yeah.
Pow. And then dude walking away talking about, yo, oh, you want to be a tough guy. He ain't like
Right.
money.
Right.
Detective, whoever. Listen, go back to the gym. You know, call me. I got classes. Let me stop. Cabrera said the union is only, and you know, this is for the fact represents certain officers. Exactly. Junior Blake said, black man, black skin, never the benefit of a doubt, always deemed to be a danger. Steph, I know. Bill, Mark said, Bill, what's your take on the ESPN mess? I truly didn't think this would blow the way it did. It has, you know, when they see us arguing in a world war about the start in their heads, it has the duty of 911 calls. Give me some insight. You're talking about the 911. Is it something about where the guy was in an interview and he said they only wanted a certain types of blacks or something like that? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. What's up, Maggie? Darling, let's go to the next video. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. It's my host, Chuck Richards, and I. We just got them rolling. Listen, we just got a bunch of content for you. If you all know, like some of you are already doing, you're sending me information that you want me to talk about. I appreciate it. I love it. Thank you so much. It's all about it. Okay, I think in this video right here, we're going to show in a minute, we have an officer that wants to abuse his power when he's off duty. Let's see what happens with this one. Okay, that's all right.
So what's happening here?
I think if I can narrate this, I think this officer shot at the car. I have to get more information. I had it. I just don't have it in front of me. I just have the video. So we could stop this one. Yeah. So this officer gets into a little road rage and he wants to cut the guy off. You see the guy absolutely tries to get away from him and he wants to be left alone and he wants to cut him off. And then he wants to pull out his badge and gun. And then what you're going to do? Give me a lecture? Or you're going to talk to me? Listen, I don't care if you got a badge or a gun. You off duty? Just stay off duty, dog. People, stop playing. We can go to another one, sweetie. Okay, now what is this one?
Hold on, let me share.
Okay, my beautiful wife, everybody, she's right here. She's teching today. She is doing her thing. Let's go to this one. Ohio police chief resigns after placing KKK.
Oh, this is crazy.
On black officer's desk. Let's read this together, everybody.
Yes, this was crazy.
As I get my glasses. Thank you, honey. Okay. We can read it together. We can read it separately. An Ohio police chief has resigned after he was reportedly caught on surveillance video placing a Ku Klux Klan sign on the desk of a black officer. Anthony Campo, the chief of the Sheffield Lake Police Department, was described by the town's mayor as being anything but repugnant after the incident. He thought it was just a joke. You don't put no damn KKK sign on my desk and think it's a joke. I'll punch you in your face. You know what I'm saying? Mayor Dennis Bring was quoted as telling Cleveland.com, calling it the most egregious and offensive thing you could possibly do. Campo, a 33-year veteran of the force, reportedly placed a piece of paper what's this word, baby?
Just skip it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. She doesn't want to help me. That's a real talk moment, y'all. My wife doesn't want to help me with the word.
Just skip it.
Yeah, exactly. And,
You heard that.
everybody's listening to us as we talk about.
That's so
was playing on the desk of a black officer who has been with the department for less than a year. in addition to the sign itself, Campo has apparently laid out a jacket to look like the robes worn by KKK members. He then sat and waited for the officers to come find the display. Oh, you're gonna sit there and antagonize them? Okay, so listen, you're a badass. I know. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, how crazy is this, everybody?
I mean,
Now,
we're talking about a 33-year police chief, right?
Playing games.
Right. We're not talking about someone who's just got on a job, some other patrol officers, they did something in the locker room, and then, we're talking about on someone's desk, a 33-year veteran and a chief, no less.
So the worst that means he has to be 50-some years old to be 33 if he came on in 20s.
20, right.
So if he's 33 years, then listen, you're a grown-ass man playing, I can't even say playing kid games, because putting KKK stuff on somebody's desk is nothing to play around. It's nothing at all. So, everybody, we're going to keep moving along, but this is what the one thing I do want to say about this. Everything I'm showing you is recent. It's not anything in 1972, 1990, 2001. This is all.
I mean, look at the last couple of videos you showed. New Rochelle, that's New York.
Yes.
New Jersey's not that far from here. Syracuse, that's New York. This is a couple of towns away. This is like you get on a highway and you make a left and you find yourself around a bunch of freaking trees and you got Trump flags. You know what I'm saying? This is not that far. Yes. And this is a couple of days ago.
Yes, exactly. And the sad thing about it is you save your money if you want to leave New York and you move someplace else, and you still got to put up with this. It's almost like for the person from the inner city that he's like, oh, I want to leave the inner city because it's getting wild. But then I leave the inner city to get, if you want to say, traumatized by my own, to go to the suburbs or someplace else and get traumatized by them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then if I go to work, I'm getting traumatized there.
Traumatized there too.
Like, yo, I'll be like, I start going, I'm gonna go postal, and then all the shit gonna stop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna stop. It's disgusting, man. Cabrera's, Maggie said, next, the chief needs to be incarcerated. Absolutely. Mark said, oh, my bad. The video that was the off-duty officer who beat up the man in Syracuse. Exactly. What's up, Chandra Jones? What's going on? How are you, sis? Long time. Junior said the last video was about the off-duty followed the car, thinking that they were in the process of committing a crime. Oh, that's what he thought, Junior? Yeah. Then that didn't happen. Exactly. Maggie said clowns like that don't even deserve the opportunity to explain their grossly inappropriate behavior. Exactly. Cabrera said that happened in NYPD too. Look at the department orders. Oh, well, I don't have them, but I will. If you can slide them to me, I will get them. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Chuck Richards. We are talking about all the problems that still arise. And then the bottom question after we watch all these videos is, how do we stop it? How do we change it? I tell people all the time, I can't talk about something like this if it's not here. You understand what I'm saying? Chuck and I can't do that. So, and this has nothing to do with all the good white officers or the Latin officers or the black officers or just good officers around the world. It has nothing to do with that. What this is about is how do we get rid of people that think it's okay at 33 years on a job to put on somebody's desk. Now, this next video we're going to show is two people, right? Well, let's see what it was. Two shot dead in Massachusetts may have been targeted because they were black, district attorney says.
Right.
So let's Let's see what happens here.
Are investigating a deadly shooting that took place outside of Boston over the weekend as a hate crime. The incident began Saturday afternoon in Winthrop, Massachusetts. Police say a 28-year-old white male carrying 2 handguns crashed a stolen truck into a building. He then fled on foot, shooting and killing 2 black people. Officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect, killing him. The district attorney said the gunman had written troubling white supremacist rhetoric and targeted the victims because they were black. Lisa Greshy from our Boston station reports.
This is where this story began to unfold. The stolen box truck slamming into this home. Now signs that read Black Lives Matter hang around it as investigators believe the 2 victims were targeted.
I just came out on the porch a little while ago and just standing here and remember sitting out here. Remember sitting out here with my brother and come up to visit and talk and laugh. It just brought back memories.
The brother of retired state trooper David Green flying into town as soon as he heard the news.
Some people are nice. He was kind. He would help anyone at any time without even being asked. He would just automatically. And I understand that's what happened here. He heard that there was an accident. He went to investigate, see if he could help, which is something he would readily do.
Neighbors believe Green was trying to stop the shooter.
I feel so bad for Dave. I ran right by him in the alleyway while this guy is just shooting away.
Pushing him back into the street, where a Winthrop police sergeant shot and killed the suspect, 28-year-old Nathan Allen of Winthrop. Allen had already killed a 60-year-old Air Force veteran, Ramona Cooper. Her son in disbelief with the details coming out now.
Yeah, I got sick to my stomach when I found out about it was racially motivated.
District Attorney Rachel Rollins investigating this as a potential hate crime, finding writings from Allen detailing anti-Semitic and racist statements against black individuals.
He walked by several other people that were not black, and they are alive, and these 2 visible people of color are not.
So Lisa is here to discuss this case with us. Lisa, what is the latest on this investigation?
Anne Marie, investigators right now at this point are confident the suspect, 28-year-old Nathan Allen, acted alone. They're also saying what's clear, what's coming to light right now, is that he had some hate in his heart. And here in Winthrop, a message from the community. You can see here at this memorial, they want people to know loud and clear, hate has no home here. The DA also telling us that they found a notebook with Allen's handwriting in it that had some racist statements and remarks in it, and that's where they're leading this investigation right now and investigating it as a possible hate crime.
Possible?
Yeah,
Possible.
like come on, Lisa. You know, Lisa.
Did she say possible?
Yeah, that's the next one. Yeah, Lisa, you got to do better reporting on that. I mean, come on,
yeah.
Lisa. If I was a supervisor, I'd call in the office. Yo, come on, Lisa. First and foremost, what I don't hear in these little private groups that we're in, this story, you got a retired state trooper,
mm-hmm.
have an Army vet,
right,
both of color,
mm-hmm.
killed because now listen, Chuck, let's deal with the culpable mental state. Dude is writing this down. Well, that's Rosario right now. You know what I'm saying? All this
right.
hate.
Mm-hmm.
No one in his family is reading that shit and be like, yo, Jimmy, what's this shit? Like, yo.
Jimmy got 4 or 5 fucking, those old school marble, notebooks.
The black,
in his room.
Black and white joints, yeah. The black, the Mrs. Crabtree specials, you know what I'm saying? Yo, the ones where you be like, yo, you get 3 of them shits for $5 or whatever. Right. And you have the big writing, Billy Foster. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the 3rd grade specials. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And you go into a 28-year-old's room and you see a bunch of these notebooks. that don't raise a red flag or something. I don't know. And then the way he went about me, first, he stole a truck. So the back story on the truck, I don't know. Why did Jimmy or this cat even steal a freaking truck? Yeah. So he smashes a truck as he's trying to get away. And then as he exits the truck, he's running. He's got 2 handguns. And then he bypasses white folks as he's running down the street, and he ends up shooting these 2 people of color. And then he didn't just shoot, because when I read from the article, like the male he shot the most. He shot the woman in the back like 4 times. Yeah. But the brother, like he went off on him. Like he shot him in the chest, he shot him in the head. I mean, I read the article, man, and it turned my stomach. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And once again, this isn't 1978. This isn't 1964. This isn't in the 50s. This is a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. And you know, we try to add some humor to this. But on a serious note, like Chuck said, and I said earlier, these are just recent incidences that have happened within the past months. This is not years. We're talking about months this year that things that are happening that we have shown you. And any things that you can look them up yourself, you can Google them, you can ask me, you can inbox me, or you text me, and I'll send them to you if you want to do your own homework and get your own statistician on, because we already got stats and he's not here. Who knows where he's at? Shout out to Pat Reynolds in the building, my former college guy and my former lieutenant, my man. I hope you and the wife are good. What's up, Pat? Also, Blake said, gentlemen, y'all know the attitude ain't nothing new. Do y'all remember the documentary about Rosedale, Queens, when black families moved into Rosedale and the neighborhood revolted? There ain't nothing new. We know it. The only pretty not to know it. Exactly. What's up, Alicia Laster in the building? Shout out to the transit in the building. Mark said, guys, I remember this. People are still not believing that this is an issue. Dylan Roof should have been the signal. I'm not saying to be afraid, but be prepared. Some people really don't like us. You know, the same thing about, to piggyback off what you're saying, Mark. Okay, we know that, and I'm saying that in conversation, like, yeah, we know that, but how do you prepare with that? A lot of us don't exercise our right. Now, this is a state trooper that probably just saw something where he was just going to jump into action, because a lot of us do in law enforcement. We see an accident, God forbid, we walk over to see what's happening. Well, you didn't know this guy was coming out and he was going to start blasting. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad thing. A humanitarian. What's up, Big Murph? I see you on YouTube. A humanitarian doing something nice and then getting killed for it. And then he went by a woman, he not unbeknown to him, but she's a military woman. So what I'm trying to say is that for those out there who don't denounce shit like this, these are the prototype Americans that you talk about. Happy Independence Day, right? Like, okay, Independence Day ain't just watching Independence Day with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. This is real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's deal with this elephant in the room.
It's so funny too, like you were saying, that in terms of, you got the female, right? I mean, here it is. God only knows how many tours of duty that she's sacrificed in regards to being in the Air Force and doing what she thought was right in terms of defense of this country. Then you have a retired state trooper who did 33 years. God only knows what he did to get out on 33 years unscathed, right? Not being shot. If he's been shot, whatever the case may be, he retired. And now you got these 2 individuals who have put themselves in harm's way on behalf of the greater good, and now just coming out of their homes and their own community, their lives get taken from them. Absolutely. You know, you can't prepare for that. You're not looking for something like that. You don't expect something like that to happen, especially close to your own proximity to your own home. You don't think anything's going to happen to you when you're close to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Murph, wherever I'm glad you're watching from both Facebook and on YouTube. I appreciate you, brother. Everybody's doing well. Thank you. Now, let's see what the next article is about. Everybody, like I said, this is just the content, this real talk conversation that we're having. Patterson mayor moves to fire cop charge in unprovoked attack on a black man. Let's scroll down and see if we have a video on this. Oh yes, we do. I think it's
still
still. I think we can keep going, sweetheart. We might have some video on this. I think. Okay, we're going to. Okay, well, we'll just read it. I think everybody. I saw the video on this. This is crazy. So the mayor of Patterson, New Jersey, Andre Sage, moved to fire a cop on Wednesday after he was caught. What's he say? Wednesday, he was caught on camera delivering an unprovoked beating. He didn't say punch. He said beating, to a resident during a domestic dispute. Was he sleeping with your girl, officer? Because you whipping his ass like it was real personal. The move came after a collision of community organizations, including Patterson Black Lives Matter, demanded Officer Spencer Finch be kicked off the force, according to the Patterson Press. Let me read down a little more. This is Patterson. Everybody, this is not. So let's like Chuck said earlier. This is all in the East Coast. This is we all getting the same rain and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in 30 minutes or 40 minutes of each other. So can't keep talking about, oh, this is some Hickville town. This is that. No, these are people that been around people of color, have supposedly Black and Latin friends, and work with Black officers and white officers and everybody. So let's really keep it real. No disrespect to all the white officers that do their job and handle their business, but the problem is, how do we get rid of these? It's not you. So don't defend them and don't, shrug your shoulders. They are the problem. This officer is the problem right here. You're not the problem, right? Now, police body cam footage of the May 26th incident, May 26th, May, June, July, bingo, all right, released by the mayor's office showed Finch, who is white, attacking an unidentified, unarmed Black man who was talking on the phone in the hallway of the residential building. Dude, what's the threat? He's talking on the phone. This is the third time my kids have been taken away from me, the man said before Finch hit him in the head, roughed him up, and cuffed him as residents of the building were heard pleading with the officer to stop. And listen, you pleading with the officer to stop, and he got good to him. He didn't stop. While the man sat on the floor with his hands restrained behind his back, Finch forcefully kneed him in the face. Video released by the mayor's office and published by the outlet showed Finch, 44, of Mahwah, was suspended and charged with official misconduct, aggravated assault, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, and tampering with public records or information in connection with the paper said. It is unclear if Saeed, if I'm pronouncing that well, will have to wait to see if Finch is convicted before he can be fired, as he traditionally been the case, which has traditionally been the case in the city, according to the report. It was deplorable what I witnessed, Saeed said at a press conference Monday, WPIX reported, and intolerable. That's why we reached this point. Everybody, you know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Chuck, what's your thoughts, take on that? What's up, Roderick in the building, my man? Monroe is in the building. Kim Murph said, this is sad to say, but racist white folks, no matter what job or title they hold, should be mindful that Blacks want equal rights and not revenge. I will leave it right there. We'll talk about that. Go ahead, Chuck. What's your thoughts on it, what you just saw?
I mean, the word that sticks out in my mind, I mean, with during that whole article was that the actual article said the word unprovoked. That word stuck out, period, right out of the gate, unprovoked. So my question is, if they're even indicating that it was unprovoked, then what facilitated that he felt that he needed, and the guy's in the hallway on his cell phone. He's unprovoked, he's unarmed, and he's on his cell phone. So what's the purposes of assaulting this kid in the hall? Whether it was a domestic dispute or not, did you witness him beating the hell out of his spouse or his girlfriend or whatever the domestic dispute was over or the domestic incident, he obviously wasn't witnessing anything that was domestic at all, because whatever occurred obviously was in the hallway. And I get you, and I guarantee you this is what happened. He got all up in his feelings. I guarantee you that car officer came up in the hallway. He was on the phone. The officer said something to him. He said, "Oh man, do me a favor, man. Just get the fuck away from me." Right? Maybe he said that. "Oh man, I'm on the phone. Look, I don't know what you're here for." He may have gave him some lip. And all of a sudden he felt, "Who are you talking to like that?" And then it sparked. I guarantee you it was based on words. He got all up in his feet.
Chuck, you know, and I know that's always the introduction. What? Who are you talking to? Wop, wop, wop.
Like
you know, after that, ass whipping usually precedes, commences right after. Let me just shout out some people that's in the book, in the podcast, hanging out with us. My brother, my martial arts brother, Nathan Ingram. This is just horrible. They are killing our people quicker than they would set an animal. And an animal. You know what's so funny, Nate? You're so right, because we see more people more upset about animal rights than we see about situations like that. You know, some people may think I'm bashing law enforcement. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm only showing you what somebody else taped. Just because I talk about it, don't make me the bad guy. You don't make Chuck and I the bad guy. And you know what? So what if I am? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I just thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
My address is come see.
Yeah. I'm like the bald head, big stomach guy. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Shout out to my martial arts brother Nathan in the building. Murph said, "Glad to hear that." Exactly. Stefana said, "This stuff gets so draining." It does. You know, the bottom line is, it's sad that we can always talk about the solution because you're always presenting a problem. You know what I'm saying, Chuck? Like what's the like for dude to put sheets in one of our previous topics, for dude to put sheets on somebody's desk or KKK stuff. Where did you get that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say, where's the sheets?
Right.
People are not so far removed from having cousin Jimmy or uncle or grandpa, papa, that, you know what I'm saying? Like part of the KKK, the Knights of the whatever table, or, you know, some nation or whatever this is. So
some Zionistic type kind of society.
Yeah. So Murph said, "This is sad to say, but racist white folks, no matter what job." Okay, I think I read that. Or title should be mindful that blacks, yes, will equal rights. Absolutely. We're going to go to, I think it might be the last video. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Chuck Richards. Oh, that was the last one, sweetie? Yes. Oh, okay. My statistician, and she said, I had to make sure, you know, she said well, I mean, we gave you about 5 or 6, so everybody, listen, we gave you a whole lot tonight to mull over, to think about. And just, you know, in just summation, like I said earlier, we're not even seeing people of color beating our own asses. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so is this really about shut up, Marshall? I see you in the building. We can't say this is a police problem. It's white people wearing police uniforms. You understand what I'm trying to say? Everybody, be real cognizant and watch this when you see people resign from the job in these places, and because they're still going to be, they do that to keep their pension. You know, they resign so they can keep their pension. They know that the police department will still indemnify them, back them up because they did it while they were working. So they still get those free legals. And this is why things are happening like that. I will still pull my hair out as much as I have. As you see, I'm trying to do my due diligence to stay on top of this stuff with Chuck and stats. But you know, we need your help. We need your support. Appreciate you all for watching and tuning in, because you lend an ear, you lend a voice, and some of you, a lot of you here, lend data to me that I look and go over and I set up before the shows with Kevin and Chuck, and we talk sidebar between every show. Chuck will tell you we're sharing information about stuff. So if you have information that you want us to talk about and share and speak on, please send it to me. Chuck, what's your thoughts and comments on the things that we watched before we can get out of here pretty soon?
Well, like I was saying before, I mean, this is not something that's occurring 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. This is something that's happening in modern day. A lot of this stuff has come to fruition and to the surface based on our prior president. And all of the, between that and now everyone having to wear these body cams, because obviously there have been heinous things that have occurred and happened in the past with police officers interacting with people of color that where in fact before, right, you didn't have any proof of it.
Right.
But now these body cameras are catching everything and anything, whether they wear them or they don't wear them. Just by not turning it on, some officers have gotten fired after being involved in something that has to do with people of color, or they've been suspended. My overall thing is that we have to, first and foremost, as a people, we have to remain diligent. All right. We can't, but we also can't judge every officer that's in uniform is either being a racist because of their color. All right. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are some brothers and Hispanics that are in uniform and they don't think they're black. They don't think they're Hispanic.
No, they don't.
And they do some heinous shit to the community too. So it can't be indicative and it can't be based on someone being in uniform to say, well, all police officers are racist or they're prejudicial in some way. You have to judge everyone like we always do based on their individual merit and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But like the one of the most Buddhist proverbs says, show compassion, show understanding, but don't be a fool. You see what I'm saying?
And it should be added on to that Buddhist proverb, show compassion and don't be a fool, but you might get these hands. Word up.
You know, so that's my closing article, man. Yeah,
right, that's my closing argument. Don't do it. Yo, everybody, please, I love your feedback. I love your conversation with us. I appreciate it. Listen, Monday, all of us, we having all the Real Talk hosts on. Just a little nice conversation. So it should be a good show. Who knows what we'll talk about? We may go around the whole table and just talk about anything and everything. I just wanted you all to get a chance to meet all your favorite hosts and your commentary people, you know, along with she'll be here too. Thank you for supporting Real Talk. We rocking, y'all. We you know, 2008 is when my mother passed away. That's when I was 7, and going into 2008, and I started that. Chuck, like along with some others, Allison, especially, you know, with me when they've seen it grow from the house to the town hall things at places, and now to the podcast. So Real Talk is taking it's growing, it's getting legs and it's growing. And with your support, your help, we'll stay here. On the note, sweetheart, would you like to say anything before we get out of here?
Just remind them about your YouTube channel.
Yes, the YouTube channel, Real Talk Chronicles, right? On YouTube. Subscribe to it. That way you can get all the content, what you want. And you know what's so funny? I always say positivity is the hardest thing to sell. And, you know, I mean, for those that know, I've promoted. I still can touch that. For those that know about the brunch parties, that'll be coming back up a little quick. I might do some brunch parties before the summer is out. So stay tuned to that. I got some little meetings tomorrow with that. Send me the information. Stay safe. Be careful out there. It's hot. People are hot. Crime is hot. Racial tension is hot. I mean, everything is just boiling. Everybody, just please, please, please be careful. Watch your back. Just, I mean, New York is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. I mean, the world is a beautiful place, but it can be beautiful. It's a beautiful place without the nonsense. When you have people just doing things so disrespectful. But just stay safe. Remember, I'm going to probably bring the doctor back on real soon to talk about this new, what is it, the Delta? Delta, why people of color, you're the ones that's not taking the vaccine. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You do what you got to do. But I tell you this. Let me get a little closer to all y'all who are looking at me. Anybody over the age of 50 had to take vaccine shots and polio shots to get into school. Right? You're still here. You didn't know what was in that shit, right? You can be super woke. I get it. But give me more. Have people lost their lives taking the vaccines? Absolutely. Who am I to say that, people get side effects, different reactions, rest in peace, RIP, really all the way. But the one thing is when we talk about the stats, there are more people that have died due to COVID than have died to taking the vaccine. So I'm not preaching take the vaccine. I'm just preaching be careful. That's all I want you to do. Be safe. So the world is opening up. People are out right now. People out here buying drinks. They ain't buy Chuck and I and Malika in it. You know what I'm saying? Buy us a drink. Damn it. You at the club right now talking about I'll watch Real Talk when I get home. When the drink was hot. Yo, you was here with me and shit now. Wow, the summer hot, and you gotta wear your mask. Your ass is outside. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to all white parties and barbecues and shit, and you want to bring bottles of shit you don't drink, but you want to sip the good shit. And I know motherfuckers is doing last year's shit. I can't help it. I gotta talk about it. Everybody, you gotta listen. Let's go off on a good note, right? Let's smile and smile out. Everybody have a wonderful day. Next week, we'll see you Monday. Like I said, send me the information. If you need a web design, that's the lady behind there. She got you. She'll build your shit up. She'll make you hot, really. You know what I'm saying? But she's my wife. All right. Everybody, talk to you later. Chuck, I see you.
Brother.
All right.
Peace and blessings, man. I'll see you soon, brother.
All right. All right, everybody. Good night.
See you later,
See you Monday. Real talk.